Hello guys, this is gonna be a quick guide or a couple tips and tricks in order to get the new achievement Let Me Solo Him Azta'rec in the new patch 12.1. I basically came home yesterday from my vacation and this was the only character ready enough to do this challenge. It's item level 279 from season 1. And I didn't really have any time to prepare anything else, so this is totally fine. As a Warlock, your main priority isn't damage, it's just doing the mechanics correctly and managing your pet and positioning. Other than that, I think if you understand these core mechanics, there's not a whole lot that can be difficult on this fight. We're gonna play a standard single target build here. I used the one from season 1, I haven't really changed anything, but it's totally fine since like damage optimization isn't our highest priority. Now I want to go over two very important topics. The first one is positioning and the second one is push timings. Here we have the cast that needs to be interrupted. We have Extas for this, which is a 30-second cooldown. And it's our only interrupt because Valera is only a healer and can't help us. This isn't much of a problem. The only thing that can happen is that it gets desynced in the intermission and then you don't have it up. So what I'm trying to do here is stop my damage and wait for the cast to come, then I'll interrupt it and then I can push the boss to 90%. So here's the cast, now we can push to 90. It's the first intermission. You need at least 20 seconds on your extras, otherwise it's not going to be up for the ad. That is very, very important. It happened quite a few times for me where it wasn't off cooldown for 1 or 2 seconds, and I wiped because of that. Now here we're just gonna try to do the most damage on this ad. We're gonna interrupt it immediately. Came up in the middle of the cast, so it couldn't have been any later. And at this point I'm just following the add-on. The add-on requires me to position myself in the first round, and I need to face the boss. There's multiple ways this add-on can help you. Either you press the buttons manually, which is safer, because sometimes as a caster especially you don't directly face the boss. Now in this phase I'm just trying not to take unnecessary damage. Unlike Valera, who dies in a puddle and needs to be rest. Now resting her is absolutely a priority. Because the boss puts out a debuff that needs to be dispelled immediately. This is the only job Valera has to do. If this debuff doesn't get dispelled, you die in basically 2 ticks. It deals a heavy amount of damage, and that's why you need her to be alive. As you can see, I'm trying to position the boss in a way that is facing to the outer parts of the platform. This way the cone and all the green puddles are on the outside. It just makes the positioning so much easier for yourself, and especially for the waves that are coming. Now these puddles disappear after a couple minutes, I don't really know when, maybe after an intermission as well. I didn't really pay attention. We're at 86%, so we're gonna check if we have all of our stuff ready for the intermission at 60. Our Tyrant is coming off cooldown, which is great. We're gonna interrupt this cast, and we're at 63, so we can actually push it. It's a really good timing. We're trying to keep the middle free of green puddles and just do damage. Now, this second intermission will have 6 casts. We have a great spawn on the ad. We have everything ready. Tyrant is gonna be popped. Now, something that I want to talk quickly about is the use of Burning Rush. In outdoor content, sometimes you press it and you feel like you just lose so much HP. In this encounter, it doesn't really matter. Like, I use Burning Rush throughout the whole intermission phase. It's not a big issue at all. It helps tremendously with switching sides, going left, right. You really need the uptime in the intermission to do as much damage as possible, especially if you're not overgeared. And there is so much passive healing that Valeera does, especially because you're not directly tanking the boss, that this is not an issue at all. You can also use it in the other phases if you want to be efficient or faster with dodging waves. It's not really important. Just look at your feet. Now, I think this is the point where Valeera dies. Yeah, okay. So Valeera dies a second time. I don't know how exactly this works. Now, as a Warlock, it's not the end of the world, really, because I don't directly tank the boss. If you're tanking the boss, this can be an issue. You need to do this at a time where you can stay grounded. Otherwise, you'll just lose too much damage, and you're gonna eventually die from something. Here she dies for the 3rd time. We're gonna res her again. It's totally fine. Waves are spawning now. We're at 39%. I know that I won't have the damage here to get another Tyrant in, so we're gonna just hold it. I tried to reposition the boss so that it keeps the puddles away from the middle. Now, something that's very important in my opinion is, apart from the push timings of the cast that needs to be interrupted, try to push it when there is no waves. The last thing that you want to have in the intermission is waves going off while you do the minigame. Now for me this happened pretty naturally due to my damage, and I almost never had to struggle with it, but I've seen some videos where this was an absolute problem. So here we are at 32, we just interrupted the cast. We can push the boss in the last intermission. This is seven casts, so it's the longest one. Got a really good spawn on the ad. We also have Valeera with a random stun on the ad. And on this intermission, I made a mistake in the first round. We can see it right now. The addon says stay, but it can never say stay. Like, if it says stay, it can never be the same color twice in a row. That's when I noticed I made a positioning mistake, and at that point you can just Pray to RNGesus, press Unending Resolve, Dark Pact, everything you have, because you can survive one tick. You just need to press some stuff. I immediately used a health stone afterwards, so it's totally fine. We don't really have an immunity. Other classes can immune half of this minigame, but we also don't need it. Like, we can play like this. This last phase is the same. We just try to dodge the waves, position the boss so that we don't get overwhelmed with the green puddles, and the rest is basically just a free kill. Now, I really hope that you understood the main mechanics of this fight. You really need to get a feel for yourself of how much damage you have, how much damage you need in the intermission phase. This is not a guide for everyone to follow super closely. All I want you to do is understand these core concepts of push timings, because that's what makes this fight either very easy or very, very difficult, unnecessarily difficult. I hope you learned something, and I wish you good luck with this boss.